Imagine a city, grand beyond belief, nestled deep within the heart of the world's largest rainforest. A city of gold, of advanced knowledge, of a people who defied the very concept of primitive. Now, imagine that city, and all its inhabitants, swallowed whole by the jungle, leaving behind only whispers, legends, and a trail of explorers who dared to seek it, many of whom never returned. Tonight, we plunge into one of the greatest unsolved mysteries of exploration. The elusive, the captivating, the utterly heartbreaking story of the lost city of Z. For centuries, the Amazon has held an almost mythical allure for explorers. The whispers of El Dorado, the city of gold, fueled the ambitions of countless conquistadors, driving them to brave unimaginable dangers. But as the centuries turned, and El Dorado remained a tantalizing mirage, a new, equally captivating legend began to take shape, a legend less about material wealth and more about an advanced, sophisticated civilization hidden within the verdant labyrinth. This new fascination was sparked, in part, by the accounts of early European chroniclers, Spanish conquistadors, upon their initial forays into the Amazon, brought back fragmented tales of vast settlements, intricate road networks, and agricultural marvels that seemed impossible given the supposed savage nature of the indigenous tribes they encountered. These weren't just fleeting villages. These were descriptions that hinted at something far grander, something that challenged the prevailing European narrative of primitive rainforest dwellers. But it was one man, an extraordinary British explorer named Percy Fawcett, who truly breathed life into the legend of the lost city of Z. Born in 1867, Fawcett was a man of remarkable physical and intellectual prowess, a highly decorated artillery officer, a surveyor, and a cartographer. He possessed an insatiable curiosity and an unwavering belief in the existence of advanced ancient civilizations. Fawcett's early expeditions for the Royal Geographical Society in the early 20th century were primarily focused on mapping contested border regions between Bolivia and Brazil. These were brutal, unforgiving journeys, where he faced jaguars, piranhas, venomous snakes, and hostile tribes. But amidst these challenges, he began to gather tantalizing clues. He encountered indigenous tribes who spoke of ancient, abandoned cities. He discovered fragments of highly advanced pottery, far more sophisticated than anything seen from contemporary Amazonian cultures. He observed meticulously constructed geoglyphs, enormous, geometric patterns carved into the earth, that hinted at a level of organization and engineering previously thought impossible in the rainforest. It was during these expeditions that Fawcett began to formulate his theory of Z. He believed that the scattered clues pointed not to a single city, but to a network of interconnected settlements, culminating in a magnificent metropolis, a lost city of Z, that had thrived for centuries before its eventual decline. He theorized that this civilization possessed advanced knowledge of astronomy, engineering, and perhaps even a form of written language. The turning point in Fawcett's obsession came with the discovery of a document that would consume his life. Manuscript 512, this Portuguese manuscript, housed in the National Library of Brazil, was written in 1753 by a bandeirante, a Portuguese explorer, who claimed to have discovered a lost city in the interior of Bahia, Brazil. The manuscript described a city with multi-storied buildings, elaborate arches, statues, and evidence of a highly advanced culture. It even mentioned a valley of gold and silver. For Fawcett, this wasn't just another tale. It was a blueprint. The descriptions in Manuscript 512 resonated perfectly with the fragmented evidence he had collected on his own expeditions. He became convinced that this document, dismissed by many as mere fantasy, was a genuine account of a lost civilization, and that this city of stone was inextricably linked to his Z. Fawcett's theory of Z was ambitious. He believed that the Amazon, far from being an impenetrable wilderness, had once supported a thriving, densely populated civilization. Perhaps even a network of empires. He argued that the acid rain, the rapid growth of vegetation, and the absence of durable building materials like stone in many areas could explain the lack of readily visible ruins. The jungle, he believed, had simply reclaimed its OWNBY 1925. Fawcett's obsession had reached its zenith. Despite numerous setbacks, financial woes, and the skepticism of the scientific establishment, he secured funding for what would be his final, most ambitious expedition. His companions were his eldest son, Jack Fawcett, a young man eager for adventure, and Raleigh Rimmel, a friend of Jack's who provided some of the much-needed funding. Their plan was audacious: to penetrate the remote, unmapped regions of the Mato Grosso in Brazil, following the Culuíne River, a tributary of the Xingu. Fawcett was convinced that Z lay somewhere within this vast, untamed wilderness. He meticulously planned their supplies, focusing on lightweight, practical items, and, crucially, insisted on minimal interaction with indigenous tribes, aiming to avoid conflict and maintain their secrecy. The journey was arduous from the outset. They faced torrential rains, disease-carrying insects, dwindling supplies, and the ever-present threat of dangerous wildlife. Fawcett, in his final dispatches, described the incredible beauty and the terrifying isolation of the jungle. He wrote of their progress, their encounters with friendly, yet wary, native tribes, and his unwavering belief that they were close to their goal. Their last known communication came on May 29, 1925, from a place Fawcett called Dead Horse Camp or Campamento do Cavalo Morto. Near the Bacari post. In a letter to his wife, Nina, he expressed optimism, stating that he was confident they were close to uncovering the mysteries of Z. He wrote of preparing to enter truly unexplored territory, where no white man had ever trod. And then, silence. An impenetrable, chilling silence. Percy Fawcett, his son Jack, and Raleigh Rimmel simply vanished. They melted into the vast, indifferent greenness of the Amazon, leaving behind no trace, no definitive explanation. The news of their disappearance sent shockwaves across the globe, fueling a wave of speculation and drawing countless others into the vortex of the lost city of Z. The decades that followed saw a veritable parade of rescue expeditions, each hoping to unravel the mystery of Fawcett's fate. From fellow adventurers and journalists to amateur enthusiasts and even charlatans, the Amazon became a magnet for those seeking either the glory of finding Fawcett or the legendary city he sought. These expeditions faced the same unforgiving conditions that had claimed Fawcett. Many returned empty-handed, some lost their own members, and a few even vanished themselves. False leads abounded. Rumored sightings of white men living among tribes, fabricated stories of discovery, and even alleged bones that later proved to be animal remains. One of the most persistent theories was that Fawcett and his companions had been killed by indigenous tribes. While some tribes in the region were indeed known to be hostile to outsiders, others were friendly, and Fawcett himself had a policy of cautious diplomacy. Another theory suggested they succumbed to disease, starvation, or even an accidental fall. Without any solid evidence, however, these remained just theories, adding to the enigmatic allure of their disappearance. For decades, the mainstream scientific community largely dismissed Fawcett's claims as the fantasies of an eccentric adventurer. The prevailing belief was that the Amazon could not have supported large, complex civilizations due to its poor soil, lack of large animals for domestication, and challenging climate. However, in recent decades, thanks to groundbreaking archaeological discoveries and revolutionary technologies like LIDAR light detection and ranging, Fawcett's madman theories are undergoing a radical reevaluation. LIDAR, which uses laser pulses to map topography through dense forest canopy, has revealed astonishing evidence of extensive, ancient settlements hidden beneath the jungle floor. We're talking about massive earthworks, sophisticated irrigation systems, raised fields, plazas, and even large interconnected villages that house tens of thousands of people. These discoveries, particularly in regions like the Xingu Basin, precisely where Fawcett believed Z would be found, paint a picture of a vastly different Amazon than previously imagined. Evidence suggests these garden cities sustained vibrant populations for centuries, developing sustainable agricultural practices that allowed them to thrive in this challenging environment. These ancient Amazonian societies weren't just small, scattered tribes. They were complex, organized civilizations with advanced knowledge of their environment. While not necessarily cities of gold in the European sense, they were monumental achievements of human ingenuity and adaptation. Could it be that what Fawcett called Z was not a single grand city, but rather a network of these sophisticated settlements, or perhaps an even larger, as yet undiscovered metropolis that served as their heart? The story of the lost city of Z and Percy Fawcett continues to captivate. It's a tale of human ambition, scientific curiosity, and the enduring power of the unknown. While modern archaeology has vindicated Fawcett's core premise, that the Amazon was home to advanced ancient civilizations, the exact fate of Fawcett and his companions, and the precise location of his legendary Z, remain elusive. The Amazon, even today, is largely unexplored. Vast swathes of the rainforest remain unexamined by human eyes, let alone advanced mapping technologies. It's a truly humbling thought that within this incredible natural wonder, entire chapters of human history might still be waiting to be discovered. Perhaps one day, a future expedition, armed with even more advanced technology, will uncover the definitive answers to Fawcett's disappearance. Perhaps they will stumble upon the very ruins of Z, not a city of gold, but a monumental testament to human ingenuity. Until then, the lost city of Z remains one of the world's most enthralling mysteries, a haunting reminder of the secrets the jungle still holds. What do you believe happened to Percy Fawcett? Do you think Z truly exists as he envisioned it? Or was it a romanticized interpretation of what we are only now beginning to uncover? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. If you're as fascinated by lost civilizations and unsolved mysteries as we are, be sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you don't miss our next deep dive into the unknown. And remember, the world is full of wonders waiting to be discovered. Sometimes, they're just hidden beneath a canopy of green.